business, fellas. Look here.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Ego, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside Venusville. This is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, Kevin, also known as the Wolverine, along with my faithful super companions, Jarhigo, also known as Ben.
Hello.
And Orange Sassy Squirrel, also known as Chad.
I haven't heard that one in a while. What's up?
I know. I heard it at the beginning of Galaxy Quest, and I was like, dude, we got to bring back the sass, man. Welcome to the show, folks. Hope everybody out there is doing well. We are doing wonderful. This week on the show, we are talking about the 1990 classic and still great and possibly one of the best science fiction films ever, Total Recall, directed by Paul Verhoeven, starring a then unknown Sharon Stone, and of course, our buddy, Arnie, and Michael Ironside, and Ronnie Cox, and a whole host of other great actors. Let's get to it. I am stoked to talk about this movie.
Sounds like it held up for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Let's do some high level. Somebody else go first. You, eating the paste.
Glue sticks are pretty yummy. The Total Recall. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It had been a while. Been a long time.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Not a super long time, but a good chunk of time. I definitely had seen the more recent Total Recall sooner than this one. That was a fucking turd burger. But,
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching this for sure. I definitely kind of get the, it's a kind of a campy classic at this stage for me. One of my reactions, despite the fact I totally enjoyed checking it out, was I don't think it held up quite as well as Aliens did. Just in terms of, I don't know.
Agree.
I don't know why. I just didn't feel like it held up as well. But I still really enjoyed it. It's a fun romp, super actiony. It's like every teenage sci-fi nerd's kind of dream movie, action hero spy-ish, tons of violence, sci-fi, cool stuff. So what's not to love? And it's an Arnie movie too, which is kind of, quintessential 80s, 90s. So it was enjoyable. Yeah. But I was kind of hoping that it would have held up into the legendary space a bit more, and it kind of didn't, but it kind of did. So I'm curious what you guys thought.
I'm curious to hear more about that after we hear from Jar Higo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I could probably echo a lot of those sentiments. I had a really good time watching it, actually. But I did find myself kind of cringing at some of the goofier things. The effects and everything held up really well, but just, the tropes of being tossed into, no atmosphere without a suit and your eyeballs popping out of your head and all that kind of stuff is just not really as we understand it to be at this point. And there have been better depictions of that since, but yet there's something really funny and, the squeeze it inflatable head kind of thing.
Yeah. It's kind of a lovable effect.
Yeah, it was a great effect and kind of pretty comical.
And they really put a lot of energy into it.
Definitely. It's an Arnie movie. It's a total action fest, but it's got that little twist of the Philip K. Dick story in there to kind of, give it a little bit of an edge, a little something different.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some of the most memorable scenes, I think, the 2 weeks and it held up for me. I don't know if it held up as well as I would have expected. I hadn't seen it in quite some time. But I like it, it doesn't have to be great. It's like a classic, and yeah, it was fun. I had a fun time watching it.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep my high level short and sweet and expound later.
Good thinking.
Yeah. So
could do the old,
I wish I'd done that.
C-Lab triple high level.
Wait, the what triple high level?
C-Lab, when you do the 2 or 3 or 4 high levels.
Oh, yeah. That's a new C-Lab classic. Yes, definitely. I'll say that even though I agreed with you on one or two of your comments, Chad, I think this movie held up great. Like, yeah, it's a practical effects. We also get a bit of CG in this, some of the first CG. I think the practical effects held up wonderfully. I think the killer combo of this movie is the Philip K. Dick story combined with the writers, actually, and their adaptation combined with Paul Verhoeven and the cast. I think that's what makes it great. So, yeah, I think it held up. The effects held up. The soundtrack is just unbelievable. So much a part of this film. Like, you cannot have the movie without the soundtrack, I think. Is it showing its age? Yeah, I guess you could say so, but like I enjoyed it just like I do every other time I watch it, man, you know? So, yeah, I think I'll leave it at that for now. I did watch the Colin Farrell Total Recall as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen it before. I just was like, you know what? I just kind of want to see this and like remember why it sucks so badly.
Besides the obvious, why does it suck so badly?
You want to start with this?
Well, I think it's probably a pretty quick little thing.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. Sorry. Here's why the new ones, it sucks. They took out so many of the elements that made the original so good. Like, the whole thing about the aliens and the ice was like such a mystery. It was like there were a couple of layers of mystery there. Like, you didn't know, first, you don't know if it's real. Secondly, they find out that it is real and you don't know if it's going to work or it's going to make the entire planet explode. So that was definitely a big part of it. And the fact that it took place on Mars. Like, the new one, it doesn't. It's like this other setup. I don't really know what the original story is like because I've never read it, and I really want to read it now because I want to know. But the idea that it's not set on Mars is just, it's like, why would you not set it on Mars? That's like part of what made it so interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like the radiation and the mutants and the psychics and like all that stuff is like really cool backdrop and lore for the story. So all of that really, like, they took out all the best parts. Like, Quado's a psychic, Quado's in the movie. No, they didn't have to make him like a baby hanging off a dude's stomach, but
But that was
they left it out completely. What do you mean? Like Quado with the reveal of Quado?
I think Quado now is kind of like, child's play Chucky bullshit or whatever. But like at the time, I remember being pretty clever and was like, oh, wow, okay, cool.
Definitely, man. But even like watching it this time, like I was watching that scene really intently because I was like, I want to see if this like really holds up.
It's pretty solid.
Like, this is really good, man.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it's definitely solid, dude. Practical effects. They were maybe they weren't as good as Aliens, but like maybe a freaking bubble off. You know what I mean?
I think they're great, man. Open your mind,
Mr. Quaid. So good and iconic too. So I think that's where they fell short on the new one. Like, visually, there's parts in the new one that are stunning. Like when they show like where he lives and like the whole, like when he's looking out on the balcony, it's got a very Blade Runner kind of feel to it, which is super cool, But beyond that, it's like, there was like the hover cars were cool and there were some cool, interesting items in there, but it just falls short because they took out all the best story elements. You know what I mean? It was like part of the whole tension to kind of segue into the new one is that, is between, the whole thing of like Ronnie Cox trying to like control everything and saying that, the melting of the ice will ignite all the turbinium on the planet. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of tension there, and it's like that tension's missing in the new one. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's a little phoned in.
Yeah.
In like every way, it's like, yeah, Cohagen wants to like control everything, but it's kind of like, who cares? Like, there's not enough stakes in it,
More mustaches.
Yeah. Or hey, nice one, dude. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Anybody care to share?
I think it was he.
Since we're in the sharing circle,
the Philip K. Dick thing sprinkling was a good bit of lore. But either way, one of you guys said that Philip K. Dick story that it's based on brought a lot to it, and I definitely feel like that's the secret sauce here. It's an Arnie style actiony movie with some great kind of lore. Like, I think the mutant stuff, the psychic stuff, the fact that it's on Mars, plus the terraforming aliens, like, it's just like excellent sci-fi jambalaya.
Definitely.
And I mean, like, I think maybe that's where I just was happy to be along for the ride and stuff, but I'm just finding that my patience level for like nonstop action is a little bit less than it was back in the day. I kind of want a little bit of plot at least.
No doubt.
And there definitely is a bit of plot here, and the twists and turns of is it real, is it a dream, and all that kind of stuff. And
Right, yeah.
I definitely feel like the Philip K. Dick stuff mixed with the twists and kind of spy thriller stuff really just kind of solidifies the whole thing.
Right. I think that this movie was described a number of years ago. I read an article that said that part of why this movie is so great is it's a thinking man's action movie.
Sure.
You know, so while I do echo your sentiment, Chad, that I do have fatigue of like the constant action, like you've got the constant mystery in the movie. You know, like I still watch this movie and I still wonder what's the actual thing.
Well, whether
does
it
it happen or is it a dream? And I think that's part of what makes great storytelling, and that's part of what makes this great.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a great example of what we've railed against a lot in the last few months, which is like, I don't need to know, dude. I don't need to know what happens afterward. I want to keep guessing, man. It's like, it's addictive, you know? So even watching this one, like, I took a couple of notes, one of them being like, if it's a dream, you know what I mean? Or if it's real, rather, why is Melina's actual face on the monitor in the recall lab? You know what I mean? Like at the very beginning of the movie. You know what I mean? So it's like, here we are like 20 whatever years later, and it's like I'm still asking questions. You know what I mean? And it's like, that to me is a sign of a good story. And while it does move at a brisk pace, and it's kind of like a Verhoeven pace, you know, like you still have all of the cerebral, thought-provoking things of the Philip K. Dick story, which is like, I think we all agree that's kind of the killer combo of the movie, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. And the sort of open question thing, I've always found Philip K. Dick to be sort of, I can't believe I'm going to say this, slippery in terms of being able to describe like his work. But there's something I find there to be something very Philip K. Dick about that, like the sort of open-ended question, you know, is it real or is it a dream? And you know, those kinds of like scenarios being like a cornerstone of those stories.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there it is.
Right on.
Philip K. Dick
Interesting.
is indeed slippery.
He's a slippery guy. Oh, Filbert.
Slippery Dick.
My God, dude.
The
I love how amused you are at your own show,
pretty good.
dude. It's great.
It wasn't even meant to be a joke, though.
Well, whatever.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was.
Well,
it just rolls off the tongue, Benny.
As it
does.
was happening, I was like, "Oh God!" Well, I'm going to go with it.
There we go.
that is the most Beavis moment ever, dude. You're like,
His name is Dick.
that is slippery.
Yeah, Dick. Hey, Beavis, Phil Dick.
I like.
Oh my goodness.
I like the idea. I like the hint of the dream stuff, and I think that the dream is the most plausible explanation for the movie. But I don't know. As an audience member, you just want to buy into the world-saving hero bullshit. And I know up until this viewing, I was always kind of like teenage, tween-age, save the day, last action hero-y kind of thing. But it seems like you
Sure.
said pretty obvious at this stage that it's much more likely to be an actual, you know, dream sequence leading to a lobotomy than it is the saving of the world and a 30-second terraforming of Mars, you know?
Well, I don't know. I am not saying either way. I'm just saying it keeps me questioning it.
I've always come down on the other side of that.
Who does?
I've always come down on the other side of that. It's my opinion that it's not a dream.
Yeah.
Same here, but I'm still questioning it to this day. I watch it almost once a year, and every time I watch it, I'm like, well, could it be a dream? But I generally sit in Benny's camp.
Yeah. I mean, Verhoeven sets it up so that it fades to white at the end, hinting at the lobotomy, and like he says he wants to keep it open, but I tend to agree. I tend to always think it comes back to like it's real, it's not a dream. It would be like, I don't know, like if you were to imagine this movie where like it fades to white and it's like Arnie sitting in a fucking, psych ward somewhere with a lobotomy, it would be like this movie sucked. Like the movie just sucked. It would ruin the movie, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It just takes everything you just spent an hour, 2 hours getting invested in and throws it in the trash. So maybe through that lens, it's like better to have it be real than not.
You're saying if it was a dream, it would be a waste of
like
2
if there
hours.
was a 30-second scene at the end of the movie that was him, in a straitjacket somewhere,
waking
or something.
up.
Yeah, you just be like, that was stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would have been really dumb and
Like
a poor way
drooling
to
and banging
end.
his head against the wall in a padded cell or something.
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's this too dumb.
which
man.
is the next logical step to kind of play the scenario out.
true.
And
But,
through that, it's like it's the dumbest thing ever, which backs up your kind of opinion of don't say it, hint at it, and the hinting it keeps it just mysterious enough where you don't really think too hard about it, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a bit of a audience decides thing. I decide that it's true, and it's an action movie, and that was great, and I think that's where most people end up.
Yeah, I think thought provoking. I think conversation starter. You know what I mean? Like those. That's a great story. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
making you continuously think and wonder about it is great. I mean, here we are, like, 30 years later. It's like we're still having the same conversation.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Hey, we're talking about it, guys.
Yeah.
So, it's good like that. I mean, I think that is what part of what the killer combo of this movie is. That's part of it.
I mean, it's a super exciting story. You got, the the dude that's comes from a herd of jackhammerers, which is the funniest thing ever. And then, his wife and his buddy and his best friend turn on him. Like, it's super exciting. You're just like, oh wow, this is fucking getting super heavy duty pretty quickly,
Yeah, it does. And it moves along at a nice pace. So you're not like, there's a couple breathers in there, but like it keeps going at a nice clip,
Yeah.
Which is good, man. It's nice when something moves along.
Like the tracker trope, keeping the baddie super close, is super tropey, but like it leads to that awesome device with the facial prosthetic where he pulls it out of his nostril, which is like super iconic. Video of him with himself,
Yes.
like, hey buddy, like fucking recorded this for you, dude. You probably think I'm dead, but I'm actually you. Stick this up your nose. It's
right.
like, all right, man. That's my best Arnie impression, by the way.
Great job.
Thanks.
Hey, old buddy.
Hey, old buddy.
And they come and shoot
Get
up the
your ass
rats.
to Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
That is the best part, dude. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars. So good, man.
Did you see that? Did you see that little nugget about that where they wanted to shoot a sequence of him like getting on a ship, kind of Mandalorian style, and going to Mars, but they couldn't afford it, so they were like, "Oh, we'll just have that video thing break and have him say it over and over, so it makes it clear what the next scene is." I thought that was a really clever way to save money.
It was, and then they had a very brief CG shot of a ship flying.
Yeah,
which is cool. Yeah, that is clever.
I like that
I
kind of thing though. When it's like you got to be creative for budgetary reasons, and magic happens.
Absolutely, man. No question about it. Those are great moments.
This probably
life.
belongs in bits and bobs, but that red money is the coolest shit in the world.
I liked it too, man. I was like, I really kind of focused on that this time for a second. I was like, dude, red money. Is that because it's Martian
money, dude. Yeah, totally.
And then the Earth money is green?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which is it?
Super
Whoa.
cool.
Right? Yeah, I like that too, man. I don't. Where should we? How should we go next? Where do you guys want to? How do you guys want to do this?
I think we should do the setup and maybe the people that are like the cast members that are in the setup.
Okay. What do you mean by that? Well, you go ahead. You kick it off. I mean, I don't know, Ben. You got any other thoughts about that?
No.
The way that you said no, it
Okay.
sounded like you're Rickman thinking about your
It
ninja.
totally sounded like Rickman, dude.
You're just
like
hearing.
mother used to make.
Now you're just hearing Rickman.
Your teplapatics, doctor.
Yeah, I think that I think the
By Grabthar's hammer.
water savings.
Water savings. No.
I swear to God, Benny, that's going to be the last thing you say before you go.
What a savings. That'd be pretty good. That'd be a pretty good
Because you
final
love
line.
it, dude. It would be.
It's a good
And
one.
I shall be there, Ben, and I will say, by the sons of Wovan, you shall be avenged.
I love it.
Another
beautiful.
poignant show moment.
I kind of like the idea of,
Beautiful moment.
the two of you guys is like mid to late 80s. You're 85 years old or whatever. And you set this joke up 40 years earlier and doing it.
Right?
I could totally see that.
And there's
happening.
Benny, and it's like, wait. And you're like, come closer.
Benny's
come closer.
just
I'm
like,
what do
fuck
you-
off,
what-
dude. I'm trying to die with my family. And you're just like, no. We got to do this thing.
What do you want to say? By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings.
Yep.
Gotta end it on a high note, right?
Yeah, totally.
Gotta have the last laugh.
So I reckon we should do the first act, the short first act, which is
Okay. Go. Kick us off.
which is the only confirmed real part, It's the pre-recall real bit where
Okay, yeah.
the poor Mr. Olympian muscle-bound jackhammerer is feeling sad about his life and his ridiculously attractive wife who wants to hang out with him. He just wants to like go further down a rabbit hole of watching newsreels about Mars and shit.
Well, I mean, this is a little pre-nug. This is we get Sharon Stone before she was Sharon Stone. You know, like this is the movie that got Verhoeven to cast her in Basic Instinct, which just blew her up all over the face of the earth.
Yeah, she was really well placed here. She turned it
Agreed.
on and off perfectly in terms of being warm and cold. It was well done. She was definitely like, I know this is blasphemy here and probably a death for talking shit about Arnie, but she like acted Arnie's fucking socks off, dude. He was barely able to keep up with her in some of those scenes early on.
You are now dead.
I would say she's keeping up quite well with the action as well.
Yeah, totally.
She was.
Totally.
Another nice little nugget. She was actually inducted into the Stunt Woman Hall of Fame or Association as an honorary member because of her work in this.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I missed a shit ton of what you guys were talking about, by the way. Skype is
It's
being
okay.
a vicious.
Bitchy.
I'll just say it because there's no better. A cunt. And all of that was lost to the void which binds.
Man. That's all right. Damn void which
Yeah,
binds.
sometime after your little thing about by Grabthar's hammer by the sons of Orvan.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
so you missed the part where you were on your deathbed and Kev was whispering into your ear?
No,
Preventing you
I
from
was there on
enjoying
that part, but then you started commenting on it afterwards, and it just went to hell.
Ah, okay.
Shit.
Well, I'm glad you got to hear about your final moments.
And some of the Sharon Stone bit.
Yeah.
Just the end of it. Yeah.
I've actually had the pleasure of meeting her a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
Indeed. I met her once because she knows John really well.
Cool.
They did
The actor, John Shea?
Yeah, Shea. They did something together. I don't remember what, but
She seems pretty solid. She seems like a solid person, like really funny and shit.
Yeah, she is. We met. We did that show that I was doing, that Moby Dick show that I did for a couple of years, and she came to see us do that. And then I met her in L.A. when we went out to do whatever. We were hanging out in this on the Fox set, and she rolled up in a golf cart with somebody, man. And she was. And when I met her the second time, she was even cooler, man.
It's awesome. I saw some shit recently where she was like tweeting about how hard it was to get a date and like posting screenshots of her Tinder profile and shit. I thought it was funny as hell. She seems really switched on.
That is funny. Yeah, she's definitely cool, man. And she's really good in this movie. I mean, you guys mentioned it. Like, she trained really hard, martial arts training and all of that. And, she was really great. And I just kind of talk about one of the scenes too, like when he finally gets back from, killing Harry and all of the guys from work or whatever. And he's like he's turning all the lights off and he's trying to get, he's telling Laurie, go, get out. And he's doing all of that. And like, she starts shooting at him. And it's like, she's totally in the dark with a flashlight. It was like a great little decision that they made because you didn't think it was her.
For a second, yeah.
And it's not for like, a minute or 30 seconds as they start to fight that then you realize that it's her. And it was like a great little device that he added in there, man, to kind of, add to the air of the mystery of the situation, So I really dug that a lot. And she's great in that fight scene.
Yeah, not to mention at the end there where she tries to distract him with a shag, to like buy some more time for the goons to come up.
Can I distract you with a shag?
Are you hot for me tonight?
I don't know what that was, but it was awesome.
Kind of a bit of a Michael Caine.
Are you hot for me tonight? It reminds me of that episode of Extras, that Ricky Gervais show with Patrick Stewart.
Dude, that was a good show.
And then I am when I'm walking down the street.
And then I see everything.
And then I see everything.
and then all her clothes come off. And she's completely nude.
So good.
That would have been a fun show to make, man. They must have had a fucking great time.
Oh my God, they must have had a blast making that, dude. All right, so
I think the salesman scene is probably like, I don't want to play by play the first act, but there's some key moments in there that I think are worth touching on. And that salesman scene and the kind of like lab techs getting their shit pushed in and the dude be like, "You stupid bitch," and she's just like, "Dude, I haven't put the memories in yet, bro. Like, fucking calm down." There's a lot of really interesting shit there.
Yeah, there is, and there's some like funny moments because they're kind of ridiculous.
The receptionist is super into him, which is really weird and random.
And she's got these super cool like fingernails that change color, and I always love that. And then like the Hermie guy, the assistant, is like, he says something really stupid, like he's like, "Man, you're gonna have a really wild time,"
Don't worry,
something.
we don't fuck up too often.
That's what it was. I was like, why would you say that in a place that implants memories inside your head? It's like not confidence inspiring.
No.
It's like hearing your doctor say "oops" in the middle of a vasectomy.
Exactly, man. Like, well, I don't usually screw up too badly. It's like, oh, that's great. Thanks, doc.
It's oddly specific. Oops. I like it.
Yeah. What's going on? Well, I was trying to think of something that you would be like conscious for.
Yeah. No, I like it.
And you nailed it.
Wait. What? What did you just say, doc?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Everything's
fine.
Yeah,
Situation
fine.
normal.
Just gotta keep looking around down here. I'm sure it's somewhere down here. Just while we're in this part of the movie, I love the jackhammering.
So good.
Yes.
They're just jackhammering. I'm not really sure what they're trying to accomplish, but they're just jackhammering.
And there's
Like
dudes
piles
with
of
backpack
rubble, yes.
jackhammers. It's great.
I love that he's like, they're jackhammering and he like, stops and like yells over to his coworker buddy there and like just launches into the store before the guy even shuts his jackhammer off,
It's like Ponch and John having a conversation going 50 miles an hour down a California highway on motorcycles. Like, it just doesn't work, dude.
It just doesn't work. Yeah. Not to mention everybody else is still running their jackhammers behind them. But yeah.
I mean, it's just a bubble off of, I can't stop saying it. I can't stop.
Oh, recall.
Exactly.
No, just always
it's like
stuck out at me.
It's like Carrie-Ann in Roadhouse, when she like does like the fake the room is loud yelling, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's kind of the opposite of that,
Right.
I'm Carrie-Ann. It's so bad, dude. And this is like the same thing, but they're doing the opposite, He's just like, those things are so freaking loud. And he's just like, "Harry, we're about to recall."
You don't need that shit. They'll fucking scramble your brains.
Lobotomized.
It definitely got like Fred and Barney Rubble on the fucking
totally.
mine with the dinosaur crane kind of thing going on there.
Yes, dude. They are so Fred and Barney, man. And I love how quickly Harry freaking flips out and turns on him. You blabbed, Quaid! You blabbed about Mars!
I love that in like the first 20 minutes of the movie, every single handgun that is pulled out is the same gun.
Yeah, they can afford one gun.
Yep.
I was like, did they have a hard time trying to pull together props for this movie or something? Like, I swear to God, that's the same fucking gun.
Well, they only had 2 guns in the movie. They all shared that one gun until Michael Ironside pulled out that giant fucking cannon in the taxi cab chase later.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was like the future shotgun.
The future Quigley gun.
Sure.
Probably a good segue into the Ironside bad guy crew. Michael Champion and Ironside.
Definitely.
Michael Champion?
Yeah,
Michael
dude
Champion, the dude with the glasses.
That's the guy's name. How do you guys know his name?
I've got IMDb open.
I'm looking at the cast.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll admit.
I was like, did I just get out-keved on some nerdy cast shit?
I definitely knew him from some stuff.
I don't remember him from anything else. I mean, he's very memorable in this movie. And he has like one of the best deaths in the movie,
Been
too.
in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he's in Beverly Hills Cop.
What? As who?
Casey? I have no idea. I remember him from Toy Soldiers.
He was in the V TV series as Garrison.
There you go.
He's in the what TV series?
V.
Damn, dude.
Pulling out all the stops. Do you guys remember that one Toy Soldiers with Sean Astin where it's like the school gets taken over by terrorists?
Yes, I do.
I remember
vaguely.
from that.
I didn't.
But he's got
anyway,
a bit of a look to him.
he does have a bit of look to him, and he's great in this movie, man. I really enjoyed him, and he probably had the best death in the whole movie.
How did he die again? That's probably a death for me, but
He got stabbed.
oh, that's
No,
right.
That's not a death. Yeah, he gets
That's
stabbed right in the
prostitute
crotch.
girl fucking totally took him out.
Totally.
Yeah.
She was great.
She was great, dude. When she got up on that bar with that freaking giant gun.
That's so great, man.
It was really good. She had a very like kind of Vasquez vibe going there for a second.
Let's
rock! She starts opening up.
You're so badass, Vasquez.
You're so swat.
But yeah, Richter was a really great baddie here. I think him and Ronnie Cox paired together were just, perfection.
Pure evil, man. And I think I like the dynamic of her being his wife too. Like, you know what I mean? Like I again, like kind of zooming out again for a second, like going back to what we were talking about. Like it's just part of what makes this movie good. Like there's stakes and there's reasons to care and about the characters, and the characters have stakes. You know what I mean? Like his vulnerability is Lori, you know, and it's like he's super attached to her and he's super jealous, you know. It just adds like another great layer into the story, you know, something that the actors can work with, you know.
Totally. I love that scene too where the dude with the glasses is like, yeah, you don't be mad because Quaid's boning your girl, and he's just like, oh, you think she likes you? Like, nah, she hates every minute of it. It's so funny, man.
Yeah. Such a great line. No. Sure, she hated every minute of it.
Yeah.
It's the perfect amount of ribbing.
Yeah, definitely. Good times. There's really nobody. That's the thing, though. What's that?
Void Which Binds.
Oh, sorry.
You were launching into something. I started launching into something, but then the Void Which Binds happened. So
what were you going to say?
Go ahead, I guess.
And destroyed us all.
Did you see Arnie's recent video on Ukraine to the Russian people? That was pretty good.
No, I heard that was like I saw a headline about it on MSN.
It's worth checking out. It's like 10 minutes. It's good. He talks about how his dad was a Nazi soldier in the siege of Leningrad and how it fucked him up. It was really interesting.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that.
I don't know if we're ready to move on from sort of the beginning part of the movie, but we got to talk about Johnny Cab.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Buddy.
Please.
Robert Picardo.
It's like one of the best parts of the movie, dude. Gotta talk about Johnny.
My subconscious put 2 and 2 together with Robert Picardo, but then doing a little bit of research here, it like solidified, and it's the best.
Yeah, I knew it was him when I saw it. but like I didn't know it was him. I was like, oh, that looks just and sounds just like the guy from freaking Innerspace. You know, but like I didn't really put it together till later.
Johnny Cab's the best.
Oh God, dude, I love the Johnny Cab.
Johnny Cab.
The makeup effect is.
Go ahead.
The makeup effect is great.
It looks just like him. I don't know. It's kind of like it's similar to some of the stuff they were doing in Back to the Future. I don't know. Like I don't know why I think that, but you know, just like the way he like rolls his eyes and like all the expressions on the Johnny Cab's face. Like they put so much energy into the Johnny Cab bust. You know what I mean? It's like I love that they just put that much energy into it. You know.
But it made it so it just kind of was a key part in the film being futuristic, I think. Like, I feel like having something that's not cool, but like really fucking annoying and kind of future-y and, you know, comic reliefy really helps sell the world, I think. Because so often the money spent on like how can we make this world cool and not like how can we make this world seem like it's lived in or whatever. Because you could just imagine getting shit-faced in Venustown and like trying to get home and just fucking getting in one of these stupid ass cabs and just being like, what the fuck? Or maybe not in Venustown, but you get the point. Like, you know, you're all drunk and you're just trying to get home and some fucking sassy robot is there. You're just like, fuck you, Robert Picardo. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a great performance.
Yeah.
After he leaves Recall or after they throw him in the cab after Recall and he wakes up and he's like, how did I get here? And he's just like, I opened the door. You got in, you know?
And that's when he rolls his eyes, dude.
There's just so much going on there with his, like, with the facial expressions and stuff. That's just awesome.
It's great.
Hell of a day.
It's fucking beautiful.
It's great. I think like just your comment about like the world being lived in, Chad, like that makes the world cooler. Like if you just focus on like the world feeling lived in, it automatically makes it feel whatever you're trying to make it feel, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Because you're existing within it, you know, when you're doing something like that.
Yep.
You know, it's just like well, we don't need to go there right now, but yeah.
I feel like Johnny Cab's like good friends with that You Want Some More dude bartender robot from Fifth Element.
Totally. They hang out and play like Monopoly.
Yeah. And they talk shit about the y'all want to see some titties guy. That robot too. That robot totally fits in Total Recall.
I'm feeling you, man. I'm feeling like the titty robot from Ice Pirates.
And Titty Robot from Ice Pirates kind of had a bit of a Benny vibe from this one.
He definitely did, and I would say that the Titty Robot and You Want Some More and Johnny Cab and
make me wish I had 3 hands. Yeah, blah.
Exactly.
The original grouchy robot from Jabba's sail barge in Jedi. Not from the sail barge. Sorry, when he works at Jabba's palace, you know, in the basement.
Oh yeah,
like the
robots.
Like,
He's one of my favorite all-time favorites, dude. Good, some new acquisitions. You know that guy. Those 4 get together and they play poker, dude.
I totally watch that.
I'd love to see a show.
That's a death, by the way.
Where I don't think that those shows were. Thank you. Duly noted. I don't think like there's shows where like they'll have like celebrities sitting around playing poker, talking. Like I don't really care for those shows. I don't think they really work that well. But it'd be funny as hell if it was those 4 robots.
Yeah, I kind of want like to commission an artist to paint. You know, like the dogs playing poker painting. I want to commission a version of that with these robots.
You know what we should do, man? We should just have somebody. We should commission somebody to do one of the 3 of us with those robots.
Sitting around, sure.
Fuck yeah. Playing Sabacc or some shit. Oops, another Star Wars death.
Well, then Lando's got to be there.
Not necessarily.
Maybe Dabo.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. That's a tough choice right there. Sabacc or Dabo?
Dabo has Dabo girls.
It does. And strips of Latin.
Can't have Dabo without a Dabo girl.
You cannot. Huh. Just makes me want to go down to Quarks and play some Dabo.
You know it. Grab Grab a Raktajino.
Yes, total Raktajino. What's that, Chad?
I was just saying, like, I love, like, in the nerdiest show ever, they come up with a game like, well, we got to have Dabo girls. They got to get girls in here somehow.
I know. Okay, so where the hell were we? Sabacc, whatever, Star Wars.
These robots.
Oh, the robots playing poker.
Johnny
yes.
Cab.
Johnny Cab. Thank you. I forgot what we were talking about. What movie we were talking about?
That's because we covered Waterworld and The Postman to open the show, bro.
I know, dude. I know.
Johnny Cab being a sassy robot, and then just like imploding and exploding, his face melting. Arnie's just like sue me,
great.
and he fucking just lights on fire and blows up. It's so good.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, and I think that you can definitely classify Johnny Cab's death as a death. Like he definitely dies I don't know why I'm saying that. He definitely dies in that scene. Like most of the times when robots get blown up, you're just like, whatever, but I don't know, something about Johnny Cab that when he goes, it's like a death.
No doubt.
And a good one.
It's hard to pay attention when really hot sci-fi chicks are being sent to me on WhatsApp.
There you go. What?
Lita the Dabo girl.
Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's one of them. Good Lord. Anyway, we should probably keep moving along here. It's like,
yes, we've got much ground to cover, and it's 10.
Yep. Okay, so Johnny Cab, did we cover how much we love Johnny Cab enough?
Yeah, I feel like we Johnny Cabbed and we covered the Get Your Ass to Mars stuff. I thought that the kind of train chase, subway chase stuff was super action tropey, but really enjoyable. And then there was a lot of kind of ultra violence with the body shield kind of stuff.
Oh my God! Yeah,
yeah. Wow.
Duty.
I mean that's so Verhoeven.
Super
too, man.
Verhoeven.
Yeah, super Verhoeven.
But
I think,
really, I don't know. It was great. Like it's exciting when you're a kid and you see that level of violence. You're like, wow, that's amazing.
Definitely. And I think I got to say that like when this came out and that they had that whole like full body X-ray scanner, I was like that completely blew me away. I thought it was coolest freaking thing I've
it
ever
really
seen.
Was. Yeah.
And then when he comes through it, it's like it's just great. So yeah, excellent scene. And then I think we pretty much move right on to the wet towel around the head. That's when we move to the wet towel around the head.
In there a bit.
Yeah, we're kind of bouncing a little bit, but that part I think is important to talk about because we get another like great piece of the mystery. Like all of a sudden he's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then boom, phone call, and it's like this guy, and he's just like, "Hey, you told me if I disappeared, I'd give you this case." And then it's like more mystery. It's like, what's in the case? Like all this cool stuff and the red money and all the Brubaker ID and all of that.
I really need it.
I need this. Fuck you, you asshole.
That's so great.
Freaking lady is awesome, man.
Fucking,
she's so pissed, dude.
So great.
Cyberpunk Skid Row lady. Just like,
right?
Fuck,
total cyberpunk Skid Row, dude. But like he looks ridiculous firstly with the towel around his head, and I love how much care and time he takes to wrap the towel around his head and make sure he looks okay.
Oh man!
And then like the guy even comments on it.
Yeah, he would have fit right in with an Indiana Jones fucking movie and with that amazing headpiece,
right? So I love it when he. Then we get like the not unceremonious, the very ceremonious Johnny Cab death after that. The robot's screaming as the freaking car is out of control.
His face melts off.
Totally. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark, man. And then we open up the suitcase and we get to see, that bag of goodies, dude, is just awesome. And the hologram, when I saw that, I just flipped my lid. That was at the time one of the coolest things ever. I just could not get off that hologram thing. I thought it was so damn cool. Oh, so it's still cool, man. Even today, I was just like it still holds up, man. Like we've seen interesting iterations of that and cool stuff in movies, but it's like, it's still cool as hell. I don't really get how it works if it mirrors the person and their movement. Like, it's like, how the hell would you make that work?
You wouldn't.
I don't really know. I've thought about it like 100,000 times.
It's one of those things that kind of falls apart when you start trying to like
Yeah.
get into it, but cool nonetheless.
Yeah, right. But I mean, it was so cool nonetheless. Exactly. And like, you know, that not to jump ahead, but that leads us to one of the best parts in the movie, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that is the best part.
Did you think this was the real Quaid? It is.
With him just cackling. Arnie cackling is pretty great.
It's so great.
Did you think this was the real Quaid? It is.
So perfect.
So good. It's never not funny, dude. It really isn't. So we get to see the hologram, and then like, you know, that damn tracker, man, is so goddamn big, dude. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
It almost would have been more believable if they just kept it in its like kind of raw bullet form and not had the weird little sphere.
Not put it in a
around
ping pong ball.
Spherical capsule.
Yeah, in a ping pong ball.
Yeah, that was
like,
pretty,
my
pretty bizarre.
God, right.
There's got to be like a pretty significant pile of like prosthetic Arnie heads in a vault somewhere in Hollywood.
I want one of them.
Right?
No
I want
doubt.
the one from that scene.
Be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it'd be real sweet, man.
And prosthetics in this were amazing, dude.
They really were, dude. And then
They had the
we're-
full body one for the dude that was the host to Queef or whatever the fucking little midget dudes. What was the Chucky dude? Quail? Quang? Quinquay?
Quado, dude.
Quato.
God damn it, dude. That is such
Wow,
a death,
you are
man.
so
I'm
dead.
sorry.
It was Queequeg.
Yeah, Queequeg. There you go. Jesus, dude.
Open your mind.
All the mutant makeup was pretty cool.
for the white whale, Mr. Quaid.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Total sidebar here, but one of my favorite characters from Venture Brothers was like the Southern lawyer dude that
Yes.
was basically a ripoff of
Quado.
Quado. Like the
Totally.
guy comes in and you're like, oh, it's the Southern lawyer trope. And then he opens his fucking shirt and like passes out. And the actual lawyer is like the little Quado guy.
I gotta start watching that again. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. That is very, very funny, dude. That is one of the most brilliant shows ever. Hands down.
I think all of the creature effect makeup and mutant stuff was pretty solid.
I thought it was too, man. I thought it was
Especially
excellent
the
in this
like
movie.
the Martian mutant stuff.
Yeah.
It sets them apart as like a clear other when compared to the baddies, and I don't know. Maybe it's like you said before. It shows that there are stakes beyond just kind of like turning the air off. You know.
Well, again, it's like populating the world, you know?
Yeah.
So, and that's what just lends credence to it and validity to it, you know? And it's like, and, you know, Dean Norris, like, this is like an early Dean Norris movie.
Yeah.
Playing Tony, dude. And he was super memorable, man. Like, I never forgot him. You know, like, he's always been Tony from Total Recall to me.
Totally.
I never recognized him until this viewing, but yeah, I totally love the character.
Definitely, and he's really, really good, and his makeup is excellent, man. And like all of the mutant makeup is like really, really good, and they really took their time to, you know, give like a lot of unique, different looks to all of the mutants, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even like Benny's arm.
Yeah, and explain why they're like the way that they are, you know. So I really enjoyed that, you know. Again, populating the world.
Totally.
Making it, or rather making it feel lived in, you know.
Definitely. And let's not forget three-breasted Dixie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's so iconic.
So iconic, man. And it was really interesting in the new one how, you know, I mean, kind of lame how that one of the only things they kept was the three-boobed girl. In the new Total Recall, but they found an actress that looked like very similar to the original.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just love that Alicia Naff was played the prostitute in this, the three-breasted prostitute in this movie, but then also played Dixie in was it Dixie? They're gonna bust Dixie in Lethal Weapon.
She played
really
Dixie
play
in Lethal
Dixie?
Weapon.
Last Boy
Yeah,
Scout.
we brought it up in that episode, but yeah,
Did we
no,
really?
not the Last Boy Scout. The Jesus Christ, Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah, thank you. Sorry, that's a death.
Dixie. Yeah, it is a death.
Yeah, she did play Dixie.
me-
Oh fuck, that's amazing.
I don't even remember who Dixie was in that movie.
It was when they're going to the house and all the kids are there and they're saying they're gonna bust Dixie, and then the house blows up and they're hanging out on the fire truck.
that's
Yeah, you know,
Little
the
kids.
one that you know how it is. Oh yeah, all dressed up and knowing the blow.
Since you say it like that, I know exactly who you're talking about.
There you go. Yeah, same actress.
Wow.
But we already talked about this.
I think I
in the
doubled
Lethal
down
Weapon
on my
episode.
death there.
Oh shit, we did, Ben?
Yeah, we did.
Wow, that's another death for me.
It'd be a great moment
blowout.
for the post to hunt that down, and then post editing do like the blur to the past sound, and go right to that part.
Totally.
Yes.
I
Anyways,
think I might have double deathed by reenacting a scene from the wrong movie again, but whatever. I don't care.
Good God, man. That was a couple of grisly deaths right there.
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna bust Dixie.
Not as grisly as Grizzly Man's death.
No.
Not even.
That was a great
close.
episode, man. I really enjoyed that one.
I did too, man. It was really good. It was fun. More fun than I thought it was going to be.
The Grizzly Man's fucking He-Man haircut. Went off about that for a while.
I think that's where the first appearance of the He-Man What's
Yeah.
Going On song
Yeah, that's pretty good
came
stuff.
about.
And a try.
Mm.
So Mars, man. 2 weeks. The 2 week scene. That's fucking iconic, bro.
Oh my, come on, man. It's so good, dude. It's so good it became one of the bitty endings for the show, bro.
Mhm.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. So good.
I just remember, I don't know, maybe it's like a manufactured memory, but I remember being like so confused. I was like, why is this lady such a focus of this right now? And then like her fucking
exactly.
head opens up and you're like, oh my fucking God.
Well, that's what
It's so
makes
cool.
it so
Yeah.
great. It's just yet another like mystery / reveal in the story. You just like you don't see it coming, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it seems like they're just doing like a setup, like we see because Gul Dukat's in this movie, right, Ben? The guy that plays Gul Dukat is the captain of the military on Mars, right? And
Yes.
he comes storming through, right? And then we see like the customs thing, and it just seems like a regular establishing shot. Then all of a sudden, it's like the head lifts up, and it's Arnold, man. It's just great, dude. It's such a great little reveal.
So good.
Excellent.
I think this movie kind of suffers from some of the same, like watching The Matrix for the first time, or any of those. Like I remember watching this the first time. There were a lot of really special kind of what the fuck moments, and that was
Totally.
definitely one of them. Like you're just,
Blown
like,
away.
yeah, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And you're like, wait, it's Arnold? How? Like what? And then you see the head come apart and do that, like, kind of like fucking sliding puzzle thing as it like comes up and off. Like, and then he throws it and it's like, get ready for a big surprise.
No, it's so good.
It's like, yeah, it's just like, you can't have that moment again, no matter how many times you watch it.
No.
So,
But it's so fucking
no.
awesome. You're just like, that is the awesomest thing I've ever seen, man.
yeah.
I agree with you, Ben. That you're right. This movie is filled with those, man. And like the hologram wristwatch thing is one of those moments too. It's
Yeah.
like you don't know, you don't see it coming.
And the X-ray skeleton stuff.
yeah.
And the thing coming out of the nose. Like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's a really good point, man. A lot of great moments like that in this film.
And maybe that's what makes these kind of movies iconic, because we definitely had a similar track to the conversation we were doing T2. There's just movies of this era just had just these most quintessential moments in it, and it was just so good.
And they weren't all computer generated effects
No.
that made it happen. You know what I mean? Which I think is good. They were, there's just some really creative writing and some creative ideas.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Where are we?
I think we're closing in on the end here, where it's like,
man, I got 5 kids.
yeah, exactly. I think it's
come
like
on, you gotta love Benny, dude.
it's the alien kind of system thing and terraforming, and I don't know, the twist where Quaid's actually a bad guy was kind of cool.
Wait,
Yes.
twist on what was kind of cool? Benny being the helping them and then being the bad guy, you mean?
Quaid being actually the baddie, like being a double agent and then triple agenting
Again.
back to
Yes.
being good. Yeah, that was cool.
Right.
Yeah, I just
Delivering them Quado and
Yeah.
like all of that sort of unwittingly, and then them trying to change him back and him like refusing to want to do it. I thought that was it's all kind of interesting stuff, I guess.
Totally. And that like arm rest that he reefs out with a giant spike on the end of it, he just drives through that dude's neck.
Oh, man.
It's like fucking holy
man.
shit, bro.
Wait, what spike are you talking about? Wait,
When
what?
he's strapped to the chair and he pulls the arm up.
Oh
and he's got
my
that
God,
huge rod.
yes.
Yeah.
So Verhoeven, man. My God. Just such a Verhoeven moment, dude.
Melina being like watching a video of how Quaid actually is a bad guy and being like, fuck you. And then 2 minutes later, she's like, I love you.
I know, right?
Okay,
Totally.
whatever.
I to this day, every single time I hear or meet somebody named Melina, all I can hear in my head is Melina.
And you say it. You must say it.
Sometimes I do, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I don't, you know me, I don't give a shit. So, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, other than like
call Melina.
Mr. Bobalina, Mr. Bobalina.
Mr.
Bob Dabalina. The Quaid double, triple, quadruple indie cross was cool. The alien shit, there's not much to say that we haven't already said about the terraforming. It's cool. Like, I like that Cohagen's trying to prevent it, probably because he just wants to mine shit, not because he's actually afraid of the planet blowing up. And, yeah, randomly Quaid can stick his hand on an alien handprint and fucking, the phone unlocks and he terraforms the entire planet in 15 seconds.
The phone unlocks. Nice one, dude. It's funny.
Like, the terraforming is so stupid and unbelievable, but kind of totally fits with the, plausibility of the action movie where you're just like, okay, fine, whatever. Great.
I don't know, dude. So wait, you think that terraforming shouldn't be in there, or
No, I'm down with terraforming, but like, if you pushed a button, like if you were just like thought exercise for a moment, if you could push a button and terraform Mars in 30 seconds, everybody would explode. Just the atmospheric changes or something would just be like cataclysmic. But instead they're all like standing up on a mountain with blue skies and like a rainstorm fucking floats in, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah, there's no way the air would come in time to save them, from exploding on the hillside there. It just wouldn't happen.
But it's so implausible that you're like, okay, fuck it, whatever.
It bothered me this time too. I don't know why, but that whole end of the story, I was like, this is kind of stupid. Like, why did they do that? I don't know why. It never bothered me before.
Yeah,
why they jumped through
just the alien terraforming thing and having all that go down the way it went down.
There was a
there
was a blurb I saw from one of the writers, I think it was, saying that his pitch for the story was that Quaid was actually like a clone of Quaid made by the aliens, and that it's actually Quaid's handprint and it wouldn't have been an alien handprint, and only he can unlock the planet, and he's actually like an immortal god. And it was like, no.
Wait,
so
what?
It was this really weird kind of thread that this dude was trying to, weave into the movie. And I feel like the implausible terraforming is probably a better result than some weird Arnie god clone bullshit. That would totally have fallen flat, I think.
Yeah. I don't know why it bothered me. But it just did.
I mean, it's fair enough. It's fair enough.
I really like the alien tech and all that. Like, I just like it. It's always been cool looking,
Very Halo-esque.
A neat matte painting for sure. But I don't know, just for some reason that plot point was like, I don't know, didn't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
It totally rings of the David Lynch Dune rain falling from the sky at the end, like just kind of like shoehorned it in.
Right.
Yeah.
they release the water and then 5 minutes it's like raining,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was a little silly and implausible, man. But I don't know. It was still kind of cool, man.
It's not the only silly and implausible thing in the movie. So
That's it.
it's
No,
not like,
no
I don't know
doubt,
why
no
it
doubt.
bothered me, but it did.
That's it.
Fair enough.
We have bits and bobs.
What?
I mean,
What about the fucking screw you, Benny, and all that shit?
that can be a bit.
Yeah, we kind of never really got into,
Well, we can bits and bobs the rest of it, I guess. It's fine.
What did we never get into?
I don't know. What do we never get into, Ben? Sorry.
We got void binded again.
Benny?
I guess we've covered it pretty.
No,
I'm,
no,
I'm-
what?
I'm happy to circle back. What kind of things are you thinking about?
No, I mean we've talked about more or less all of it at some point or another. It's just now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh no, right? We talked about Quado like way back towards the beginning, and then we didn't really talk much about Benny. We kind of said we were going to talk about him, but we didn't really talk about him too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly, man. You got to talk about Benny.
Double crossing Benny. Yeah, Benny was great.
Dude. All right. So just, straight to the Benny and the industrial fucking drill machine thing. I always found it fun. It's like, he seems to be like gleeful about like, the fact that he's going to kill them.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah, I'm going to drill you. Woohoo.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Like, all right.
Like it's wow. How is it so personal? Like, that just his attitude through that whole scene just always struck me as really funny.
It's super
No,
funny.
you're right. He does. He takes it really personally, man. He makes it his own personal mission to
Right.
destroy him, man.
And Arnie spends half an hour drilling the oil line, which is funny as shit. While the
That was
gigantic
great.
tunnel
And it
drill
did take
thing just
forever.
punches them in the arm and gives them like dead arms and stuff. It's like, okay, tears their shirt sleeves a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they basically get like caught in the gears, but somehow like just kind of get a little, scratched up by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were already pinned against the wall. Like what, the worst of what would happen to them has already happened. Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yes.
Anyways,
Indeed. No.
And next to, did you think this is the real Quaid? Benny, screw you is definitely one of the best lines. It's
pretty
if not
good.
the best, the second best line in the movie.
It's definitely the second best.
And
It
consider
also
that a
is very
divorce.
special because I can say it to you in the Arnie voice, and it totally works.
That's true. To consider that a divorce line's pretty good too.
Yes, that is a really good Arnold line in this movie.
divorce.
That was your wife?
Speaking of consider that a divorce, the scene with that doc who's trying to convince him that he's in a dream, that was a pretty good scene.
You took the idea right out of my head there. Yes.
Wait, what was that, Chad? Say that again.
The doctor trying to convince him that he's, dreaming, and him and Sharon Stone trying to like get him
Dr. Edgemar.
Dr. Edgemar.
to. He's great. That actor's great too, man. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's real cool.
Yeah, that's the part in the movie that has me so convinced that it wasn't a dream.
Sure.
Yeah, because he starts sweating.
The sweating, and then just like after he kills him, like, Sharon Stone turning on him again and all of that stuff. It's like, well, why would any of that happen if it was the dream? I don't know.
No, what?
I said it. I mean, why would everything blow up? Like, why would like guards come through the fucking wall, and why would Sharon Stone start trying to kill him again if it was just a dream?
Right, exactly. I mean, it's interesting, like how the walls like literally come down like right after he says that.
There was an awful lot of drilling holes in walls in this movie.
There definitely was, but I don't know. You're right. That's another rock solid like.
I mean, theoretically, the pill was still there. Like, he probably could have taken the pill, and like, Lori could have like talked him down out of it or something. But
we see him
instead,
spit the
all
pill
hell
out.
breaks loose.
Right, and we see him spit the pill out, dude.
Right, but it wasn't like it was gone. Whatever.
I was just trying to get the Wormstack's girlfriend's bit weaved in there, and I couldn't do it. So apologies.
Worm stacks?
What?
The pill.
The pill he gives Wormstack's girlfriends.
Oh my god, that's such a death, dude. How did I not get
The pill.
that? That was terrible.
Shout out to that bar too, man. The mutant bar. What was it called? Last Resort.
The Last
That was
Resort?
great.
Yeah, definite shout out to the Last Resort, dude. It was properly sleazy, dude. Just like
Properly.
a total den of hookers and debauchery. But also the thing that was a little weird about it was that it was so like it wasn't like most places like that are like, you know, kind of like low light and there's like big leather booths and like, you know, that kind of thing, man. And like that place was like so bright with like metal tables, like little two tops and shit everywhere, like a restaurant. You know what I mean? Which is like it's not a steakhouse, dude. Like you're going there to have sex.
It's
and
kind
like,
of
drink.
a really weird connection to make here, but it totally reminds me of the like hangout spot in Saved by the Bell. Do you remember that shit? Like the set.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Chad.
Fucking
What was the name? What was the
AC
name of that
Slater's in the
place?
corner hooking up with some like total mutant hooker girl.
Oh my god! Wait, what was the name of that place?
You know
Saved by the
that
Bell?
the girl with the little submachine gun, the little girl with the submachine gun was Screech's girlfriend.
Totally. That's her name is Thumbelina. Her character's name.
Mr. Bob Thumbelina. Yeah, cool. Mr.
I
Dobalina.
love
Mr.
Thumbelina.
Bob Dobalina. Sorry, I don't know why I'm on that 90s hip hop tip, but there I am.
No
You
idea.
don't know that song?
dude.
It's a great song, man.
Bumbelina.
Mr.
Thumbelina.
Dobalina.
No, the Mr. Dabalina.
Del the Funky Homo Sapien. Never heard of it?
Oh, I love Delta Funky Homo Sapien. I haven't listened to it.
I'll tell you
enough
right
of it.
now, the Stallones are cursing your name while listening to this.
Sorry.
This is true.
What other Bobs and bits you got? What other Mr. Bob Dobalinas do you got?
I like that they at least made an effort to make the cars in this movie futuristic, even if it was
Total failure.
like really, really
It was
half-hearted
awesome.
effort.
They failed so bad. They failed so much that I love the cars.
Yeah,
The cars were
they're
terrible.
pretty terrible. But at least it wasn't like, you know, an Escort or a Taurus or something with
RoboCop.
like, you know, a cowcatcher on the front of it, like RoboCop. Yeah.
Well, I mean, RoboCop is a Verhoeven movie, and the cars in that were just terrible looking. Like it's almost like it's like a thing that he likes to make them terrible looking.
I mean, the Johnny Cab car. I'm then pulling this out of my ass, so I'm probably wrong, but my dad got an electric car in the 80s from somebody for like super cheap, and I swear to God, it was like identical to the Johnny Cab car. Like it was really angular and weird.
An electric car?
It was this really shitty old school electric car, and I don't think it ever even ran. I think like he got it as is, and it just sat in our garage for a while. But it was very much like the Johnny Cab car.
Did it drive with a stick instead of a
pretty much
steering wheel?
Pretty much.
Joystick
Really?
car.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna eject and see if I can find out what it was called. Yeah, that's it. It's the ugliest car in the world.
So what? Like was it like that weird 3-wheeled British car that
What's it called?
Dick Turpin?
Wow. Just look up 80s electric car from 1980.
It would be the EV1, dude, from GM, man.
Maybe.
I think that was the only one that was around.
Commuta-car retro urban. I'm pretty sure that was it. You guys need to check it out.
Oh, the EV1.
Oh, I see this thing. It looks like the car from Total Recall.
Yeah.
The commuter car.
Yeah, that's it. My dad we had one in the garage. I doubt it. I don't think it ever worked, but it very much looks like that. So maybe for me, like having that memory of this weird ass car in our garage, I totally bought that Total Recall was super futuristic. The cars are so fucking lame, but I love them. Like what's his name? His the baddie Richter's car is just like it's so
Oh my
bad,
God.
but it's so awesome.
It's so like the cladding on it is so over the top.
It's so bad,
ridiculous.
but I love it.
And really, at the end of it all, dude, there's only room for two people in the car, and they're sitting tandem. And the guy in the back is like working the freaking scanner that never
Turn
works.
sideways. Yeah, I love the radio thing. Oh, sorry, you're breaking up, sir. Can't hear you. I'm gonna go kill Arnie.
I've got sunspots. So dumb.
It might be my favorite Ironside role.
Oh, dude, it's so good, man. That and I don't know. He's had a lot
so
of good
good.
ones. He was great in V. He was
Top
great
Gun.
in freaking Starship Troopers. What else?
Top Gun.
Totally, man. Jester.
No, he's awesome. I love him, but there's something about the Richter
I
character.
agree. I think
great.
this is his best one.
I go, and then the fourth best line in this movie, Benny, is "See you at the
That
body,
was great,
Raktajino,"
man. Yeah.
with the two bloody
That's
stumps,
great.
dude.
It could have
So
totally
gross.
been some shitty pun, but it was just perfect.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Let me
Yeah,
give you a
exactly.
hand.
Exactly. Any of the cast we missed?
Let me think for a second.
There's that cameo by the dude in the subway. Do you know what else that dude's been in? The like mining dude.
The mining dude? What guy are you talking
Let me
about?
see if I can pull it up. Mickey Jones, the passenger on the train, who says he worked in the mine. The kind of like beardy dude.
Oh,
that
guy.
I know him.
thing.
I just
yeah,
can't
he was
place
in
Wasn't he in?
he and
Roadhouse?
Ironside were like a pair in V, the series.
Yeah, I've never seen V.
And V, the miniseries.
What did you say, Benny?
Wasn't that dude in Roadhouse?
Oh, maybe.
No, he looks like Tinker, but it's not Tinker.
I don't know. I could swear I know him from a bunch of stuff. I just can't place it.
Well, he was in a bunch of stuff in the 80s and the 90s, and that was one thing he was in was
Sling
V.
Blade.
I know you didn't see it, but yeah, he was. Oh, whoa, dude, he was in Sling Blade, wasn't he? Yeah, wasn't he one of the band members?
Monty Johnson in Sling Blade.
Right? Wasn't he one of the band members in Sling Blade? We don't need to fucking practice, Randy.
Oh, Jesus.
We don't need no shit ass manager neither.
He was in Starman.
That's a classic.
That is random, dude.
He's the dude that's like they're at the gas station. He's like, "Hey, buddy, can't?" She's in the bathroom. And he's like, "Hey, buddy, can't get her out of there, can you?" And he's like, "Gas." And he's like, "I know how she feels."
Maybe that's where I know him from.
I did not do that scene.
That's
justice,
okay.
But
Word. I feel like we're missing people on the cast, but I don't know.
We are. Well, we haven't even talked about Melina. We never talked about
Yeah, she
Rachel
was
Ticotin,
awesome.
man. I mean, she's awesome, dude. She's excellent in this movie, and like, I don't know. I mean, she definitely did a bunch of stuff, but I never felt like she did enough,
agreed.
I guess. Or I always wanted to see her in more, and I never really got to. She did something. She had another big part in something else, and I cannot remember off the top of my head what it is.
She's in Falling Down
That's it. Falling Down.
and Con Air.
That's a movie we got to do, too.
Falling Down's great, man.
Con Air. Yeah, she
Air,
is.
yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right.
Con
Yeah.
Air.
She was a great kind of like yin to Sharon Stone's yang.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Speaking of Philip K. Dick, Sharon Stone's yang.
There you go. Okay, what else? Bits and bobs. Anything?
I don't think so.
Let's see. I just wanted to. I kind of touched on this before, but just a general nod to like the tech in the science fiction in this. You know, is very cool. Like the head of the 2 weeks lady and the hologram, and like there's just a lot of cool stuff like that in this movie. That was, I mean, we kind of gushed about it earlier, but just wanted to give an extra shout out to that. That was one of my favorite beloved things of this movie, and a lot of those things still held up. So.
Yeah. Super techy, but kind of has that 80s flavor.
yeah, yeah. Well, you have like crazy tech, like the hologram machine, let's say, but put next to you like these like super primitive looking like video phones, like the same video phones they had in Aliens or whatever, and like the computers, same kind of, the actual computers are like, dude, there's one point where Arnold like uses a computer terminal and like there's totally like a product placement from Curtis Mathis.
Wait,
like this,
what?
the monitor is like from Curtis Mathis.
It's funny. There's some pretty funny product placement.
I don't
in
really
this
get
one.
it. What do you mean? What is Curtis Mathis? Is that like a brand of something?
Yeah, they're like an electronics company in the 80s, like way
Oh
back.
shit! Sorry, dude.
I love it. I love how there's like Coke and Pepsi product placements in this too. It just so didn't fit, but kind of is funny anyways.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but one like only Coke on Earth and only Pepsi
It's
on
funny.
Mars. Yes,
Some Martians are weird.
they are
Fucking
weird, dude.
Martians.
But yeah, I mean, everything is a CRT. Like they have like this crazy screen on their wall that can like play the news and show like nature scenes. That's kind of like a flat panel TV, but then everything else is like, some weird portrait mode CRT.
That was pretty cool. I remember back in the day being pretty blown away by how awesome that screen was. And then she changes the channel and all three of them fire up, and I was like, whoa! Now it's like completely normal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nuggets deaths ratings.
Oh, we never talked about. Well, hold on. We never talked about Bob McClane.
Bob McClane.
You said like, oh, the salesman, and then we never circled back to the salesman
was
unless
great,
we
man.
did. And I'm like, the way that guy pitches it is so good.
He does a great job, and he gives away the whole plot. of the movie.
He really does. Well, he does, but it's like he's pitching it as the memory, so it works well. Well, I think it does anyway.
It's great. He's just the sleaziest sales dude ever. He gets the call. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're having another fucking stroke hemorrhage thing over here. Don't let her leave."
Yeah.
Schizoid embolism.
Yeah, he totally plays poker with Hans Booby and the Kill Cat exec from RoboCop.
Definitely, I love that.
We also didn't bring up Mr. Ronnie Cox, really, unless you did I was in the middle of a.
I know. No, we didn't bring him up. I don't know how we could skip Ronnie Cox. He plays a very. I mean, this is the second Ronnie Cox in a Verhoeven movie because we saw him in RoboCop, obviously, and like he plays such a vicious bad guy.
It's pretty dark,
which is very contrary because I caught just like on YouTube the other day, I caught the clip of the dueling banjos from Deliverance, and that's him.
Crazy,
really? Wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. That movie is Ned Beatty, Burt Reynolds, John Voight, and Ronnie Cox. Those are the four guys that go on the rafting trip or the canoeing
trip. Was it John
trip.
Voight or was it John Boyd?
No shit.
It was John. It was actually John Voight's car. So yeah, he's the one that literally plays the guitar in the dueling banjo scene, and it's great. But it's just such a contrast from like Dick Jones and Cohagen, because he's so evil and so ruthless, man.
He's pretty well cast, man. I think like if you were to if you were to take out the main baddie, Cohagen, and have Richter be both like a combination of Cohagen and Richter with Ironside, I don't think it would hold up as well. You need the kind of mob boss guy. You need the Cohagen, and he just plays it to a T.
Yeah, no. I'm with you 100%.
I want to see Ronnie Cox and Robert Loggia have like a shouting contest.
Totally, dude. That is a great idea.
Both those guys have given some pretty serious tongue lashings in movies. I think that'd be great.
Definitely. All right, so nuggets or what?
Nuggets. I don't really have any nuggets. There's a bunch of nuggets, but
there's a lot of them. I grabbed a couple, man, and I already dropped a few. I got one or two more. Chad, you don't have any?
I've got. I don't know. They were all kind of like interesting, but kind of whatever. There's plenty there, but one of the interesting ones, which I'm glad they didn't do, is they were going to do a sequel where Quaid was running a law enforcement agency in which mutants from Mars used their psychic stuff to predict crimes, and it got stuck in development hell and then turned into Minority Report, which is interesting.
Wow, that is cool. Okay, so the two guys that wrote this movie, they started working on the script, but they've realized that it would be too difficult to do because they started working on this in the 70s. So they shelved it and started working on a different script that would ultimately become Alien. And then they got back to this and wrote this movie. Isn't that crazy, dude? I like that one a lot.
It makes sense because Alien's, a lot more practical effect driven than this. Stuck in a spaceship is way easier than fucking gigantic outside of Mars stuff.
Yeah. Let's see what else. This I thought this was pretty cool because we talked about the effects a couple times. Like this is one of the last major Hollywood movies to use miniatures. Like real analog miniatures, and it was also one of the first movies to use CGI as well, which I thought was kind of cool. It's kind of like in with the old, out with the. Or out with the new, in with the old. In with the new, out with the old. Jesus.
Out with the in with the out.
Wow, I died a lot.
It is around that time.
Mm-hmm.
I got no more nugs, bruh. If you got any, go for it.
That's all right. I don't either, man. We're good. Deaths. Here we go. You guys are gonna have to help me out because this seems like I didn't record a bunch of them, but I have.
We both did bad recall jokes.
Well, that's true. I had the recall M. Night Shyamalan joke. Then we all had a triple Lindy ejection death. Then Ben had an I recall joke. And then Chad had the better than Arnie death, saying that Sharon Stone was better than Arnie. Then I had a Star Wars. Then I had a Sabacc Star Wars. Then Chad had the Quado Queequeg death. Chad and I both died on Dixie from Lethal Weapon.
Oof, that was painful.
Then I died again from Ben scolding me that we had already talked about Dixie from Lethal Weapon in the Lethal Weapon episode. And then I totally missed the Chad's pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends reference, which was terrible.
Yeah, it's fucked up, bro.
And then my out with the new. That's it.
That's it.
At least that's what I recorded.
Ratings?
Yep.
God damn it,
What?
dude. It's just cool. This was a Rob Bottin movie, man. I didn't even realize that.
Bottin.
The guy that did the effects for The Thing and one of the other movies we did.
Oh, right.
that makes sense.
Right. No shit.
Yeah, I just caught a blurb about him and Quado and how it took 15 puppeteers to make Quado work.
I believe it. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool puppet. He definitely had Thing vibes for sure in terms of the practical facial effects.
Yes, you can kind of see the Thing in some of the work now that
totally.
you know that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, ratings.
I'm hoping to go second or third just because I'm not really sure where I land on this.
No, that's cool, man. I'll go first because I'm easy. I think everybody knows where I'm at. I think this. I still like, despite age, this is still an excellent story and an excellent movie. I think it's so good, man. There's very little not working here, you know, and it still holds up. It's still vastly superior to the 2012. Even Jessica Biel and Jessica Biel and Kate
Capshaw.
No, thank you. Kate Beckinsale couldn't save that movie, man. Or John Cho for that matter. It's just great. It still has me thinking to this day, you know, and I love it. Like I'm with Ben in that I always kind of maintain that it happened, but then there's just those couple parts that always I'm like, well, I don't know, you know, and I love that. And the practical effects are great, and they still work. They still hold up, you know. So yeah, this is a 10, dude. Sorry,
Don't be sorry.
it's got to be. I'm not sorry. It's
Hey, don't
gotta be.
apologize, man.
I'm not gonna. I retract that. I take offense to myself for even suggesting such a thing. Sorry.
You
Sorry's for suckers.
triggered yourself.
I did. I triggered myself. So yeah, this is a 10. It's just a great movie, man, and it's, you know, it's like a lot of things came together at the right time for this to be really special, and it still is. And I still love my stupid Martian tin Total Recall edition that I have, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it came in a tin shaped like Mars, but it certainly got me to buy it.
Put your weed in there, man.
We should post up that
Let's
pic.
do it. Show art chapter marker, bro.
Let's Benny, why don't you go? We'll let Chad close it out since he's indecisive.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Sure. You betcha.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think any problems I had with watching it on this viewing, although I had a great time watching it, but I did feel myself nitpicking certain things. I think it's more my problem and an artifact of, you know, the fact that we kind of get, a little jaded watching movies for the podcast. This is definitely one of the top Arnold movies for sure.
No doubt,
if not the
dude.
top. I don't think it's at the top, but it's up there in the
It's
maybe
damn
top
close,
3.
dude. Yeah.
It's great, man. It's it's got lots of great little details. It's got great effects that really hold up well. It's got some good comedy. It's got awesome action. I mean, you gotta love it, man. It gets a
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I think when I was watching it, I was just like, oh man, I don't know if this is legendary still or not, or da 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 da. And maybe it was like the kind of 80s-ish, 90s-ness of it, but there's some super nostalgia there, and it was super fun to watch again. And I think maybe my hang up, as I mentioned earlier, is just like it's super action set piecey, but you guys made pretty strong cases for, you know, the lore and the slippery Philip K. Dick references and stuff. It really, I don't know. It kind of put a lot more weight behind it, so I appreciate that more. I was gonna kind of give it like a low to mid 7, which is in the great category. I feel like it kind of ekes into the 8, which is fantastic. I don't think it's fair to say that it is not a fantastic movie. It's a fantastic sci-fi 90s movie. I mean, like, for example, The Goonies is an 8.1, and like Reservoir Dogs, and Brazil. Goonies. Like, I feel like it's in that neighborhood, but I don't know if it's better than those movies.
Oh, I think it's definitely better than some of those movies.
Really?
I can't comment on Brazil, but I've never seen that. But
yeah, okay.
You know, like Goonies is one of my all-time favorites, and I don't know, it's somehow better than Goonies.
All right.
Sort of.
I'm gonna give it an 8.1.
Nice, dude. Way to step up to the plate, Chad.
Damn,
that was a tough one for you.
Yeah, I think I'll let it squeak into an 8. I normally don't rate it during the show, but I was torn. I was rip torn.
Hey, I get it, man.
There you go.
Cool. There you have it, folks. Total effing recall, man.
If you haven't seen it, well, then you'd better get your ass to Mars.
Whoa. Get your ass to Mars. Well said. Chad Lab, what are we doing next week?
We're going to do the new Spider-Man next week. Been dying to see it.
Nice. Me too.
That is Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's it. I'm on my way. Home, sweet home.
Banana Way?
Banana Way.
Banana Way?
Banana Way.
Oh, I like that, dude.
Home.
Banana Way. Banana Way.
What are you grousing about over there?
I'm grousing about the fact that I keep looking at the cinema that's down the road that's really cushy with the Barca Loungers, and they just pulled the movie.
Oh,
man, that's beat, dude. Now I'm going to have to go to like the big AMC, which sucks.
It's better than the Dreamland.
I'm on my way.
No way.
Banana Way.
No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay, so awesome. Yeah, Spider-Man, super cool. Can't wait. There you have it, folks.
Nice.
Oh, God. Just another wonderful 3 hours spent. Thanks to the both of you from me. And thanks to all you folks at home for joining us for our weekly session.
I'm sorry. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jarhigo. And that's going to be it for us, folks. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
And that is going to wrap up this week's episode. You can find the show notes in your podcast app of choice, or wherever you get your podcast Nuggleberries.
Mm-hmm.
You can find the show notes for this episode in your podcast app of choice, wherever you get your podcast Nuggleberries.
It's better the second time.
Holy shit, dude! I'm getting caught in like in a loop of wording here.
Well, you can find this in your podcast app of choice,
or at our website ebd.fm/episodes/150,
or your podcast app of choice,
or your podcast app of choice. God, what a disaster this is. Or your podcast app of choice. All right, support Patreon. You can do that. Patreon.com/EBD podcast. Chuck us a buck. Also, rate us and review us on iTunes. And, of course, tell your friends to check out the show. Don't forget, folks, we're all over social media. We're smashing like buttons and subscribing to shit and, do all that, too. So Thanks for joining us for Total Recall, one of the best science fiction films on the face of the planet. And we'll see you next week for Spider-Man with Doctor Strange. Ooh. Bye.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Yeah.
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 What else?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Yeah, we did it.